Hey there friends, on today's video we are going to be unboxing and installing this Nest thermostat by Google. Let's do it. So let's quickly look at what's included in the Nest thermostat box. And basically right out of the gate we have the actual interface. So when we turn it over, you can see that we've got the two batteries here on the back of the actual interface. These are going to need to be replaced. This has a great feel to it, nice and small and ready to be installed. Also in the packaging, if we open up this lower section, we've got a couple of instruction booklets, as well as the underside where we're going to be attaching our wiring. And as you can see, it's nicely labeled. Again, we're going to be doing all of this step by step just so you can see. Okay, so before we get started here, just again, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a professional electrician. There is risk of getting shocked and even death if you're really messing around with electricity in the wrong way. So this is not an official instruction video. This is just going to be a demonstration to show you how we're setting it up for our home. Please use caution if you have any concerns about messing around with electricity. Consult a professional electrician to do this for you. Remember to always turn the power off. Always turn the power off anytime you're doing any kind of wiring work. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is download the Google Home app. If you already have it, go ahead and open that up on your iPhone or your Google device. If not, you can go to the App Store on an iPhone or the Google Store on an Android device. Once you've downloaded the Google Home app, it's going to look something like this. You need to set it up. We're going to actually set up a new device by clicking that plus button in the top left-hand corner. Then we're going to choose the first option, which is Set Up a Device. And we're going to click the top one, New Devices. Okay, you're going to select the home that you want the Nest to be located in, and then it's going to start looking for devices. And in just a few seconds, as you can see, this menu will come up. So what are you setting up? We're going to scroll down here and we're going to click on Thermostat. And then we're going to click on the first one, Nest Thermostat. And then we're going to use our camera to scan that QR code that's on the back of our device. So let me click the Scan Code button at the bottom. Our phone's going to ask us if it's okay for it to allow, and that's approved. And as you can see, it grabbed that QR code, so it knows what Nest to help us set up. And then let's click Continue. And then as you can see, it's going to walk us through all of the instructions to install the new Nest thermostat here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the next button. Here's all the tools that you may need during this setup process and the wiring process. You also need to make sure your old system was working correctly, which ours was. And then here again is our indication that we need to turn off the circuit breaker, the power at the circuit breaker to protect us and our equipment. Okay, so this is our old thermostat that we're going to be removing. Your old thermostat is probably going to be, again, something different. You'll have to consult your specific version to find the ways to remove it. Okay, now that the face is off, we can actually see where our wires are. Now, obviously, to get this piece off and put our new Google Nest bracket on, we will need to disconnect all of these wires. So it's really good practice to take a picture. Take a couple of pictures so you can see the labels, you can see which wires are coming in where. Looks like we have a little jumper right there. Just take a couple pictures to note how your current setup is, and also give you the option to look back once you are in the installation process. So we do need to check for high voltage. Obviously, you can see that if it has standard wires that are really thick or wires with nuts, those are high voltage wires and they're not compatible with our specific Nest. So ours is not a high voltage system. I'm going to click that option. So the first thing we obviously need to do is remove any of our jumper wires. Okay, in order to get the jumper out, as you can see, it's that little red guy connecting the RH and the RC. Basically, we're just gonna have to undo these two screws that are right here. Those come out pretty easily. I'm using a little computer micro Phillips head screwdriver. If you need access to these, I'll put a link in the description box below. They're a little bit small, so you may need one of these specialized screwdrivers. But basically, you can just get in here and you can obviously go to the left and unscrew these two little guys, and they come out pretty easily. There you go. That is the jumper. So we've removed that now.
Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is look for any wires that have 2 labels. On ours, we actually do not have anything with 2 labels, so I'm gonna hit no. Okay, so in this next part, we're gonna label the wires that were connected. We've got the W, we've got the Y, and then we had a wire going into the RH. We're not gonna label the one that was jumpered over to that RC. So again, just these 3 wires, and let's click next. So as you can see, we need to go ahead and loosen up all the wires now, make sure we've labeled them so we know which ones are which. And then it's time to disconnect the old thermostat and take it off.
Okay, so I've went ahead and unscrewed these other little guys here. And as you can see, all of our wires, again, make sure your power's off. Just a quick reminder again, all of our wires are now loose. Again, these are going to be, I'm gonna be able to remember just these 3 that obviously goes to the RH or the R in the Nest thermostat, and then these other 2 ones as well. This is going to be the W, this is going to be our Y wire. And now it's time to undo these screws and pull off this other face and go ahead and get prepped to wire this back up to our Nest. That is our old paint on this house. We actually haven't removed this thermostat in a very long time. You can see we have a couple of these drywall hangers. We're gonna pull all that out. We're gonna need to do a lot of cleanup work, but we have a nice hole where we can get to our wires, and that other Nest bracket will actually fit over this large hole here, and then we can just repaint. You may wanna repaint at this time just to avoid getting paint on your Nest. Go ahead and fill in these other holes too with some drywall putty or whatever else you might want to do in order to clean up your area. I'm gonna go ahead and bypass that for now, just so we can get the installation process moving along.
Okay, if you have a steel plate, if this is a bracket that you're gonna be mounting your Nest to, this is a good time to put that plate up. We actually don't have any kind of a plate, so we're gonna be mounting this straight to the wall.
Okay, so base plates, so you can mount this directly onto that plate, are great. But again, they cost extra. Thankfully, we've got a stud. You can see it right in the middle of the wall. So I'm gonna be able to put a couple of screws straight through the drywall and into that 2x4 there. And that can come up just like this. It's gonna work great for us. If you're just up against drywall though, there's a couple of things you can do if you wanna bypass that plate, and that is use those drywall anchors. You can see the ones that I pulled out of the wall there. Again, there's a lot of other videos on how to securely mount brackets. Again, this is what we're gonna do with ours. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark these holes, and that way we can drill.
Okay, so once we're level, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a mark right in the center of this, and that's just gonna give me reference for where I want to drill and stick our screws.
Okay, I've got my drill, put a little drill bit on here, and all we're doing is just creating a nice starter hole so that we are able to get our screw easier into this 2x4. I'm gonna do that on both of my markings here. Okay, so here's the screws that I'm gonna be using. They're meant for drywall, and then they go into wood and metal. And as you can see, these are what they look like. Don't get caught up too much on this. It's a very lightweight piece. So again, all we want to do is be able to get something that's going to secure it decently to the wall. If you are interested in these specific screws, I will put a link in the description box below. All
right, what we're going to do is line these up with our holes. And we're going to again check our little leveler here, make sure that is right in the center. And then if you're using a power drill, again, just make sure you don't go super high powered torque into the wall there. This is on there super nice and secure though, because I had that stud. So I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and get these wires connected. Okay, so it's time to connect our wires. As you can see, we do need to feed the wires in from the side. And then we're gonna be tucking that whole wire assembly back into the wall once everything is secured.
Okay, so now to get these wires in here, basically they're gonna be going in from the side, and then all we're gonna do is push down this little tab, and that's gonna open up the holes on the side there and allow us to feed the wire in, and then we can release that, and that's gonna clamp it in. So I'll go ahead and start with this guy over here that was connected to our RH, so we're gonna go straight into the R over here.
Okay, as you can see, that tab has securely grabbed it. I'm just kind of tugging a little bit on here and it's not coming loose. So that red guy is now good to go. All right, we're gonna go over here to our yellow and blue wire. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna do my best now to kind of feed these wires back into the wall here.
and just kind of keep everything looking a little bit more clean. We don't want it to get snagged on anything. And we also want to be able to have that touch plate mount real nice and flush. That is looking pretty good. Okay, next thing to do is remove the battery tab, and that is going to allow the terminals to connect and give power to those batteries. We've already done that on ours. As you remember, the batteries are a little bit low because we've been using this for a while, so we're ready to go on to the next step. Basically, from here, we're just going to attach the face of the thermostat to the faceplate. Okay, looking at the back of the faceplate, you can see that it's got those little terminals, those 6 little silver terminals. Those are going to go straight into the top of the wiring harness right here. So again, we're just going to put it on this way, and it's going to go ahead and snap into place. There we go. That was nice and easy, really easy to find that. Okay, now that we have this mounted really nicely, it's time to turn the power back on. Okay, once you have power on your Google Nest, it should look something like this. Continue setup in the Google Home app. If it's not, you may need to do a factory reset. I'll put a link in the description box below if you need to do a factory reset, in case you purchased a used version of this. Let's jump back on the app.
Now the app is going to go through a quick connection process. Again, as long as that home screen is in the connection mode, it should pick it up pretty easily. Keep your phone close to where the Nest is. And then we can go ahead through the setup process. Click English. Okay, we're going to do a quick test just to make sure our wires are configured properly. And you may hear your system turn on and off temporarily just to make sure things are configured. Let's start the test. We also need to make sure we tell it which fuel source we are using, which is electric for us. And then we have a forced air system. So we want to do cooling since we're doing this in the summer. Let's click next. Okay, and I actually just heard our air conditioning system turn on. Okay, it looks like we can now control heating and cooling, which is great. Let's go ahead and connect our thermostat to Wi-Fi so we can get some updates. Okay, it's going to ask you to connect to your home router, and we just picked the one that we use, and then you entered your password, and now it is linking up to the thermostat from our phone to make sure those two synchronize. Okay, once you connect to your Wi-Fi network, you will then start downloading some software to make sure your device is up to date. And it'll show a percentage sign on the face of your thermostat to show you that it is indeed downloading. The app is then going to ask us where the device is. For us, this exists in our living room. Now at this point, we can actually do some scheduled temperature changes, which is kind of nice. And as you can see, we have a number of different options here so that our temperature presets kick in automatically. So this is kind of nice because we can actually have automatic schedule changes for our temperature, meaning as soon as it hits a specific time, we can change the temperature automatically without ever touching anything. So this is going to be the default settings. You can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all exactly the same. And the Saturday and Sunday only have that comfort and sleep mode because they are assuming that you're going to be home all day. Now I actually work from home, so I'm going to go back to the Monday and I'm going to go click on Eco, and I'm going to delete this because I don't want it to go down to Eco. I'm also going to click the second comfort and delete that. And now Monday looks like that weekend zones. Again, comfort starts at 6 a.m. and then it's going to decrease the temperature at 10 p.m. automatically when we're going to sleep. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other days, then we can move on.
Okay, friends, that is it. Now, when we come back over to the thermostat, you can see we do have a system issue. I'm going to click on that, and it's an N262. And basically what that is a power issue. This is running off of batteries because I don't have a power wire that will go into that C port. I'm going to be running off of batteries. Going to be doing a little bit here to see if there's an ability to disconnect that specific error message there. But if that comes up, that may be your reason why. Otherwise, you should be good and installed. Friends, I hope that helps. If it has, would you guys please hit that thumbs up button? Let us know we're making good videos for you. And subscribe because we're making a bunch more Nest tutorial videos. Those will be coming out really, really soon. Thanks for watching. See you again on the next one.